Well, that there, isn't it? That's where you picked them up last time.
Yeah, is it?
But then, are you sure? What about that box there? What's that?
I look at that already. See the next traffic light.
The next traffic lights. There's always people going the wrong way down the motorway over here. So, me and Pen are looking around the road for a box of fish. So if you remember, like a long time ago, we had a couple of fish deliveries, and well, apparently there was another delivery supposed to happen this morning. The delivery driver got lost, put it in the wrong place, doesn't know where he put it. No one's got anyone's number. The shop that posted the fish doesn't know the number of the delivery company. It's all a complete mess. So I think we're driving around looking for a box of fish that have passed away already, most likely, because it's like 2 in the afternoon, it's really hot. Yeah, look, there is, look. Right, there's 2 big boxes in there. Is it both of them or one? Right, so we're racing back home now. Driving a little bit too fast around some of these corners. We opened up the boxes. Some of them looked like they were like belly up already, but then like they started moving around a bit, so we're like, oh shit, they're still alive, quick. So we chucked them in the back of the car as quick as we can. Ah, it's a tight corner. Bloody hell.
I don't want to drive far. Don't worry about it. Worry about us.
So it's a bit silly, isn't it? Last night we were eating fish, and then today, like, oh, we're concerned about the fish, but that's just how it is. Life doesn't always have to make perfect sense. There are a few dead ones in there, unfortunately, but most of them are alive. So we put them in here because it's going to be like more oxygenated water, and they're sort of lacking oxygen because they've been trapped in these plastic bags. It might be a bit cold for them in there, maybe a bit of a shock to their system, but I still thought that was the best choice. So I'm sure like some of the viewers are going to be thinking like, well, what the hell's going on here? Why are there all these fish here? So sometimes in Thailand, people like to buy an animal from the shop and kind of like release it somewhere, and like for good luck that they'll buy a bird and let it go, or even buy a cow and let it go, all sorts of things. And well, Pen's son's really crazy about fish. Not Chai, Tay is really crazy about fish. I think it's silly to send them from Bangkok and then they don't package them properly, and what's happened today, the delivery driver dropped them off in the wrong place and he wasn't answering his phone. All this is going on. You know, I'm saying to Pen, like, make this the last time. Buy the fish locally, not like from bloody Bangkok in the back of a van. Like, it's too hot over here. It is hard to segue from fish to anything. Like, what do I talk about? I'll put my thinking hat on. You know, if you were to ask a fish, if fish could talk, and you said to a fish, you know, what do you want to be? What do you want to do with your life? What do you want to be when you grow up? The fish would say, you know, what the hell are you talking about? I'm a fish, I want to be a fish, right? The fish would say, yeah, look, I want to be a fish. Bit of clean, cool water, something to eat, you know, and I'll be happy with that. Well, I reckon us humans, we should be kind of the same. It should be more acceptable for us to just say, you know what, I don't really want to like be anything more than I am, like, you know. So, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up, or that sort of thing. It should be okay to answer, well, I'm already it, you know. When I was younger, I thought I wanted to be like a lawyer for a while. You get like the fantasy in your head, don't you, sort of? You'll get to tell people I'm a lawyer, things like that. People will respect me. I met a lawyer a couple of years ago, and he had like his own like practice up in London, and he had loads and loads of money, like really rich. Big house and a Range Rover out the front, and a Land Rover parked next to the Range Rover. Well, we were chatting, and I said something to him like, well, that's cool, isn't it? Like being a lawyer, that must be hard work though. And he was like, yeah, like, and he was on the phone like non-stop, and he said, yeah, like this morning alone I've got like 134 emails to answer. That was an interesting moment for me, because as I was saying, like when I was younger I thought, well, maybe I want to do that sort of job. But in that moment I realized instantly, like, you know, thank God I don't do something like that, because while the money may be good, the work is hard, it's non-stop, and you know, and you got to think about your lifestyle. So the lifestyle of a lawyer is being on the phone, most likely with people you don't want to be talking to, having meetings. Oh my God, sitting in meetings and answering emails, and that stuff drives me like completely crazy. What I'm getting at is the day-to-day reality of whatever you think you might want to be can sometimes be very different to how you thought it might be, or your fantasy ideas of what it might be like. Another quick example. Oh, I want to have my own bakery, I want to make cakes, or have a wedding cake business or something like that. And you picture yourself in your nice kitchen, you've got all your kitchen aid and all your cake stuff, got the hat. And your fantasy about it is like you're making cakes and baking cakes, and they're really pretty and they're delicious and everyone loves your cakes, and business is booming. But the day-to-day reality is, it may well be, you know, getting up early, you don't want to get up, getting in the car, sitting in the traffic while you're driving down to cake headquarters. The reality might be traffic jams, dealing with customers, the phone's always ringing with people asking silly questions about cakes and not buying a cake, you know. 20 minutes of what about this icing, and what about that, can you do that? And then not buying. If you've got staff, dealing with staff problems, and you know, so I think you see where I'm going with this. Be careful what you wish for, you know. So if you're watching my videos and you're thinking, oh, the farm looks good, doesn't it? You probably have a bit of like the fantasy idea of what a farm might be like. And some of those ideas are kind of accurate, but you don't have the full picture till you live it, really. You know, it's not till it's your farm that you've got to really like worry about the weather, worry about the cost of things if something breaks. Or but if you're thinking about being a farmer or anything, what should I do? Where should I go? Just think about like the lifestyle. You've got to start from like, what kind of lifestyle do I want to live? You know, where am I? What kind of house is it? What's my day like, you know? I've got a good thought experiment for like, how do you figure out what you want to do? Like, what would you really do? Which is like, you think, and it's a bit of fun, you know, you think to yourself, like, what would I do if I won the lottery? Or, you know, money's no object. It's like, where would I go? What would I do? And I think that if you don't know the answer to that question, then you don't know yourself. You don't know who you are, right? And a lot of the time, when people think about winning the lottery, they think about all the things they would buy, like, oh, I'd buy this nice car, or this nice house, or I'd get that toupee I've always wanted, you know, whatever. But it's not about buying stuff, right? It's about lifestyle. And if you did win the lottery, the point of it is not all the stuff you can buy, but it's about the lifestyle it would give you, and the way that it would make you feel when you wake up in the morning, and the kind of way you would spend, like, living your life day to day. So that's what you want to think about. If you won the lottery, money was no object, where would you go and what would you do? How would you feel when you wake up in the morning? What kind of environment would you be in? Would it be a quiet, rural environment like this? I don't know what the hell that guy's doing in there, but it's really pretty smelly. Grinding up something for the chicken feed or something. Come on, what are you doing? And having your own farm is different from the fantasy of it. When you're a visitor to a farm, or like you guys watching the videos, you sort of get to enjoy the good side of it, but you get to bear no responsibility for anything that goes wrong. You don't have to worry about the wind snapping your trees or whatever. So still, even with this, you've got to be careful what you wish for. But personally, so far so good. I do enjoy it here, and I enjoy being here. And so far, at least, I still get to feel like I'm living in Fantasyland a little bit. I'll tell you something, right? When I stayed on the farms in Japan, like the dad of the family, every morning he would get up at 6 in the morning, and I'd still be in bed till like 7. But I could hear him like all around the house, and he would sweep all around the house every morning, like without fail. And I remember thinking to myself, Like, wouldn't it be great if I had a farm? And part of the dream, like, as the watermelon side, and there's also the daily chore side. So part of my dream is to sweep around the farmhouse. Now, truth be told, I could do with a bit of a bigger broom. I don't know what's the matter with this country. All the brooms are no good. But nevertheless, I'm living the fantasy. So Tay's come here to see his fish. So here you go. Here's the lady boys in the pool picking out the fish. I bet you didn't think you were going to see that today. Hugh, you know, hungry. So I've given all this a wash out, you know. Before the dogs jump in it and end up smelling the fish. Okay, so they've got all the dinner for tonight laid out. Tay brought some chicken and duck, and then Pen went to the market and got all these different curries. Having it with our local vegetables and our own aubergines. It all looks good and it all smells good. I can smell the rice. Right. Looks good. Nice sunset as well. All right, so good. Lucky us for having a nice meal 2 days in a row. So we got our little aubergine things from the garden over there, and often you eat this with like a curry. So they're nice and crunchy. Well, they got quite a clean and fresh taste, so they go quite well with it. So Bung Bung and Gorgie have already had like a whole chicken between them, so they're totally stuffed. But because it's fish, Bung Bung's making an exception and coming back for more. Bung Bung always makes an exception for fish. I'll just show you Gorgie as well. He's totally full of chicken and totally passed out. Good Gorgie. Come on, Gorgie. Everyone's going now. Gotta come and say goodbye.
Bye.
Right. See you later. Thanks for coming.
See you Bangkok. See you Bangkok.
Sorry. Right, they're all off now. They're off back up to Bangkok. So it's just us for the next few days. I guess we'll just tidy up and then that's it for today. It's been a pretty long day and I've had enough. Come on, back in the aircon. Ow. Ow, it bit me. God, you're a naughty husky. Naughty.